Hello students, in today's lecture we will be discussing the very famous Maxwell's equations for electromagnetic field theory. Now these Maxwell's equations are the foundation stone of EMT or the electromagnetic field theory because they included the concepts of electricity, magnetism, Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction and modified form of Ampere's circuital law. So let us begin. Now Maxwell's equations are in many forms: differential form, integral form, Maxwell's equations in free space, Maxwell's equations in conducting media, Maxwell's equations in the CGS system. So we are first going to understand Maxwell's equations. So let us begin. In integral form, that is where we are going to use the integration symbol. In differential form, and the physical significance or the importance of these Maxwell equations or what they are trying to tell. First law is the Gauss law of electrostatics, or it can straight away be derived from Coulomb's law also, and it is concerning charges. So the electric flux is equal to E dot A. In integral form I have written it as E dot ds is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. If you remember, this is Gauss law also, that the total electric flux enclosed by a surface is equal to the charge enclosed by the surface divided by epsilon naught, and charge Q is equal to IT, or charge is density into volume. So you can also write it like this. In differential form, divergence E is equal to rho upon epsilon naught, or del E is rho upon epsilon naught. So it is Gauss law of electrostatics. Now the second equation. In integral form, the flux through magnetic field is B dot A. In integral form, I can write it as B dot ds is equal to 0. Why 0? Because the number, if I take a magnet like this, magnet has been taken, and the number of lines coming out of the north pole will enter the south pole. They will be continuous curves, whereas the electric lines of force are open, they are not continuous. And secondly, the magnetic monopoles do not exist, and any closed volume always will contain equal and opposite charges or magnetic poles, that is the north pole and the south pole. So the net magnetic pole strength will be 0, and they are continuous or closed curves. That is why the continuous and closed curves means the number of magnetic lines of force entering are equal to the number of magnetic lines of force that are exiting. So the total balance left is 0. And this equation also shows that magnetic monopoles do not exist. First, that magnetic monopoles do not exist. Secondly, that magnetic flux through any closed surface is 0. And then in differential form, del dot B equal to 0. The third Maxwell's equation is integral E dot dl is equal to minus del phi B by del T. That is the changing electric field is giving rise to changing magnetic field, or it is the very famous Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, which states that electric field is produced when magnetic field varies, and magnetic field is produced when electric field is varied. So this is the very famous Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. If you remember, E is minus del phi by del T. So that phi was E dot A or B dot A. If this changes, this produces, this changes, this produces. For any electromagnetic wave also, if you remember, E, B or H, C. This is changing, this gets produced. That changes, this produces. So del cross E is equal to minus, means in the opposite side. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, del B by del T. The fourth equation was a very important contribution of Maxwell to the electromagnetic field theory, and it included the very famous simple Ampere's circuital law, got modified with the fourth equation, and it included the time varying fields and also known as the displacement current. And in terms of differential form, curl B is mu naught into J plus epsilon naught del E by del T. This factor is displacement because of the electric charges. So it is the generalized form of Ampere's circuital law. It is valid for both steady and time varying fields. The term here is displacement current, and magnetic field can be produced by changing electric field. See again, B, E. Now if we make it steady, that means the change is not happening. This factor becomes 0. Then this equation will return back to your old Ampere's circuital law. See, that becomes 0. Secondly, if we look at this more closely, the modified form of Ampere's circuital law, few important observations are there which can be asked in your higher level exams. Let us have a look at it again. For the Ampere's circuital law, the fourth equation has been the most important contribution of Maxwell in the electromagnetic field theory, because he included the time varying fields. See, according to Maxwell, curl B, or you can also write it down like this, is equal to mu naught into J, my current density in the static or the steady field, plus epsilon naught into del E by del T, where electric field is varying with time. Now, I open the bracket. It is mu naught J plus mu naught epsilon naught del E by del T is del cross B, right? Now this is due to static charges. This is the old Ampere's law, so it is the static charges, and these are the moving ones. Now have a look at the interesting observation. What happens is, if I put mathematical value of mu naught and epsilon naught, and I find its mathematical value, that is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 Henry per meter into epsilon naught is 8.85 into 10 to the power of minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton meter square. I solve this mathematically. I get the value as 111.156 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Unit is second square meter square, or approximately this value is 1.11 into 10 to the power of minus 17 second square meter square. This is a very small quantity. It is very small quantity. That is why this term, this quantity is very small, so this term is not really going to contribute significantly unless and until your del phi by del T, del E by del T, or the flux rate changes very large. That is why displacement current term is detectable only when electric flux changes are very rapid, because this is nothing else but the displacement current happening because of displacement electric charges. Hence, Maxwell's fourth equation gives the new concept of generation of magnetic field by displacement current, which is associated with a moving electric field. Now, in the apps, one more question which is asked is Maxwell's equations in free space. Free space. What do you mean by the word free space? This question is also asked, right? Maxwell's equations in free space. It is asked in both section A, section B question. Free space or the free charges. What do you mean by this? It means I am not having any charges present here. So in the absence of any free charges, no free charges are there. All these terms, free space or free charges, current in empty spaces, when your charges are not there, J, all these terms are becoming 0. So the Maxwell's equations then become integral E dot ds is equal to 0 because no charges are there. Free space means no charges. So all terms related to charges are becoming 0. In integral form and differential form, divergence E is equal to 0. Next, in free space, there will be no change on the second Maxwell's equation because it was already 0, because magnetic lines of force are closed curves, magnetic monopoles do not exist. Third equation also, for free space, there will be no change. It will be integral E dot dl is equal to minus del B by del T ds, or curl E is equal to minus del B by del T. Now, your Ampere's fourth equation will have a change in free space. Integral B dot dl will be equal to mu naught epsilon naught integral E del E by del T dot ds. It is happening in free space, or curl B is equal to mu naught epsilon naught del E by del T. These are Maxwell's equations in free space. Now, for magnetic and electric fields in the material medium, Maxwell's equations are modified accordingly. Material medium will consist of free charges plus conduction charges. Material medium will consist of free charges plus conduction charges. That means all the polarization charges. So material medium, if the medium is a material medium, it will consist of conduction charges and the conduction charges, or the free charges and the polarization charges, the free charges and the polarization charges. Free charges and the polarization charges, which act as sources of electric field, and magnetization is an additional source of magnetic field. We will consider only those material media in which electric polarization is directly proportional to electric field. Now, polarization is what? Here the charges have got polarized, so the electric polarization is directly proportional to electric field. In EMT, we will only be taking up this quantity because we are dealing with electric field, magnetic field, etc. and magnetization to the magnetic field. That means we will only be taking up this quantity. So Maxwell's equations for such media are obtained by simply replacing epsilon, and for the magnetic field also the current should be proportional to magnetic field change. So Maxwell's equations for a media will be where epsilon naught and mu naught will now be replaced by the epsilon of that media, Ke epsilon naught, where Ke is dielectric media, dielectric constant, and your mu is Km mu naught, where Km is relative permeability of the material medium. So now Maxwell's equations, the third equation and the small change now it will undergo for a material medium, Maxwell's equation will become integral E dot dl will be equal to del B by del T ds. Now this E, curl E here, curl E, we can write it as minus del B by del T, where B is mu H. So this becomes mu del H by del T. This mu is for that specific material which we are talking about. Now in static field, all the Maxwell's equations, static means nothing is moving. So when nothing is moving, that means the charges are not in motion, that is rate of change of charge, and all these terms will become zero when nothing moves. So in static field, the Maxwell's equations will become del dot E is equal to rho upon epsilon naught, del dot B equal to 0, no change, similar, but the third Maxwell's equation will be 0, and also the fourth Maxwell's equation will consist of simply the static terms, because the field here is static, means nothing is moving. Now static field is one which does not change with time. Now these were all the MKS systems of unit. In CGS system also Maxwell's equations are written, but in a bit different form. That means centimeter, gram, second, CGS units. How do you write the Maxwell's equations? Additional values of 2 pi etc. come. So the first equation becomes divergence D is 4 pi rho. The second equation, no change because it is reducing to 0. The third equation, curl E is equal to minus 1 upon C del B by del T, and curl H is equal to minus 4 pi by C J plus 1 upon C del D by del T, where D is your electric displacement vector. And last, Maxwell's equations in conducting media. This is the CGS. Maxwell's equations in conducting media. Conducting media means in conducting media. What are the Maxwell's equations in conducting media? J, the current density, is sigma E, where this sigma means conductivity. And your Maxwell's equations for conducting media become del dot E equal to 0 and del dot H equal to 0, del cross E equal to minus mu del H by del T. It is going to include the terms of conduction, and your Ampere's law. This will have a major change in conducting media. Sigma E plus epsilon del E by del T. So quickly, Maxwell's equation, the first is Gauss law of electrostatics, second is Gauss law of magnetostatics, third is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, and the fourth is modified form of Ampere's circuital law, which included the time varying fields. Thank you.